Alrighty, and welcome back to WRP's live play. And tonight is our first episode of the Shadow of the Dragon Queen campaign. Oh, I'm excited. But before we can get into our campaign, you might be asking what Little Witch RP is. So I'll tell you. Little Witch RP is me, Faye, your game master, and Lachlan, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love role-playing games and sharing stories with all of you so much that we quit our day jobs and created our own companies so that way we could create high-quality TTRPG experiences full-time. Along the way, we've been very fortunate to meet many awesome, amazing players who have joined us on our adventure, including the players who are with us tonight. And you can join them in all the fun. To get started playing with us, just join our Discord and website community where you can sign up for games, meet us and all of our players, talk about your favorite characters and stories, and even roleplay on our forums. We've got tons of games every day, Monday through Saturday, so that way you can play in our Mortal Guardians episodic campaign and fight back against the evil Coven of Zul and their dark masters from the void beyond the stars. We also offer high-quality custom quests, magic items, our Burning Veil campaign that runs alongside the Mortal Guardians, and now, our Dragonlance campaign. So take a moment during game to join us and introduce yourself. We can't wait to see you at the table. Now, speaking of the table, let's get started with tonight's game. And we'll begin with introductions, welcoming you to the characters that will be going on this adventure and telling the story. And we'll begin with getting an introduction for Vass.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I'm playing Vasilos Darmir, but you can call him Vass. He is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard from Neverwinter who, through a series of unfortunate events, has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. He has red skin, long black hair, and black horns which transition to a faded red at the tips. And he's also deathly afraid of spiders. If you want to get a feel for his vibe, check out the song You Caught My Eye by the beloved Canadian rock band Big Wreck.
Amazing. I am very excited to see where this leads to us. Totally not because I've taken a note on a deathly fear of spiders. Next up, let's get an introduction for Hugh.
I'm Stefan. I'll be playing Hugh de Ver, a rustic, impoverished nobleman who lives as a huntsman in the remote areas of Solamia, an expert in the use of an estoc, and rumored to have dark fey powers from his time in the remote woods.
Amazing. We're excited to dive into those stories as well. Next up, let's get our introduction for Rue.
All right. I'm Frontboard, and I'm playing Rue. His real name is Rhubarb Bafflewander, but you can just call him Rue, or one of many other nicknames that'll probably come out in the campaign. He is a forest gnome sorcerer. He's small. He's about 3'4" tall. He's kind of an older guy, so he's got some kind of deep creases to his skin, kind of a more ruddy complexion. Got a shock of like tall white hair that just kind of has a mind of its own on the top of his head. Always seems kind of remarkably clean, that hair. And a kind of a scraggly beard that looks like a treasure troll beard, some say. Kind of a light almond, tannish colored skin. Not a lot of belongings. Looks like he might have come from more rural or forest environment. He's carrying a quarterstaff that has a crescent moon head on the top, and he has a amber dagger strapped to his belt. And he wears primarily greens and kind of mossy looking clothes almost.
Nice. And that means, last but not least, we have an introduction for Victoria.
I am also the least. Don't downplay it. Victoria is a tall, armored woman in the style of the Slamic Knights. Her eyes and her hair is black. She wears a longsword shield a short-hafted boar spear in hand. That's all you're getting.
That's all I'm getting?
More than you deserve.
I mean, you could cover the bases, so. With that, we know the players of the story that will unfold. But every story must have a beginning and an end. And it just so happens that our beginning begins with an end. Each of you have received an invitation to a funeral. A good and dear friend, close enough to be family in some of your cases, Ispin Greenshield, has left this realm and passed on. He lived a good and long life, you're sure of it, full of stories and adventures. But now it seems that those stories and adventures will be but memories. Memories that you have been invited to celebrate, as he has requested that his funeral be held in conjunction with the Kingfisher Festival, I believe, is the... Yes, festival is the right word. The Kingfisher Festival, to live in his death the way that he has always lived his life. Freely, with fun abound, and celebrations. So, each of you has made travel. You are moving from far, from near, and it is upon each of your travels that perhaps there are wonders that lie in wait. But you know what lies at the end. The small village of Vogler and the wake of a friend. As we are settling in and beginning our stories, for most of you, your travel is kind to you. Rhubarb has no journeys on the sea that leave you ill or tossed over the side. Your travel, while probably the longest, is, well, and you arrive in the city of Calamon, where you set off, joining up with a foot caravan for as long as your paths align, amongst which a strange figure, ostentatious in his presentation and seeming to live for life and attention, as you do travel with a tiefling bard. It seems that out of your foot caravan, this tiefling is the only one that seems to be heading in the exact same direction. But we'll come back to that in a moment. Victoria, you too have joined with a foot caravan, and as we get a little bit closer to you, let's get some sounds going on here.
That's what I'm wondering.
You're coming up to something here. We'll just get a...
Put on the spot.
All right. Is it the same caravan or just Any
No,
number of. Yeah. Okay.
it's just people that we're heading, and it's easier and safer to travel in numbers than alone. But there have been people that have already split off from your group, and others that have joined on. But Victoria, you stand at the center of a forest clearing. You've seen this before. Since the arrival of the invitation, your dreams have taken a strange state. This forest clearing. Most of the time, it's just this visual, but this time, it's different. You hear the clashing steel echoes from the thicket beyond. You look around, and all around you, in this clearing, you start to see it's not different mounds of grass and dirt, but piles of bodies cover the ground.
What?
You see that one of the fallen, so clear to you, this figure, faceless, covered only by armor, clutches something to their chest. You can't see what it is, but you are compelled, almost some unseen force drawing your hand closer to it. Do you fight against this compulsion?
No, not a fight, but it's a mix of like reluctance and caution, but like she's not going against the compulsion.
As your hand slowly reaches out, before you even get close enough to try and grab it, the object glows. It flashes with an intense light, so bright that you think that you've been blinded, and then you are waking up. You blink out of your sleep. You look around and there is no piles of bodies that litter around you. But what you come to, you see the camp sacked. It seems that some of your belongings are missing.
Oh my god.
And the rest of your companions all seem asleep.
She's all right. She'll rise carefully, looking around, and hey, and shake the nearest person,
There's
hoping that they're not dead.
You can tell that they are breathing, but their sleep is deep, and they have no response to your attempts to wake them. It's almost as if they've been induced through magic or drugs. You're unsure, but you don't think that you'll be able to wake them up.
Oh, okay. She's gonna look around again, kind of crouching, not nervously, but carefully. Quotation marks, not nervously. And like, are her weapons still there, or like her helm, like that kind of thing?
Most of your belongings are present. You're missing a few small things, trinkets mainly, and one piece of armor.
Listen, I'm getting mad.
But go ahead, give me a perception check, please, Victoria.
Oh no! I want to be the first roll,
And it's always a perception
not a
check.
perception roll. Oh my god! Yes,
Hey,
Heck yeah.
yes.
there you go.
So, Victoria, very easily in your crouch as you're looking around and realizing what has been taken, you see those small items every few feet are dropped, creating a trail. You see bits of food that may have come from your companions and your shared stock, cloth that isn't yours, smaller trinkets that you might have utilized. And it leads into the brush and into the forested area beyond.
And it is nighttime, right? Like it's still dark.
At this point, it is pre-dawn.
Oh. Like light enough that she can get away with not taking a torch.
Light enough that you can get away with not taking a torch.
Okay, she'll grab her spear and follow the trail.
Okay. As you follow along the trail, you see that nothing is damaged, and as you are following, you get to the middle of this forest to it's not quite a clearing, but you are vividly remembering the dream that you just recently woke from. And you think back to that object that called you close. You recall that it had to have been an amulet. Based on the size and the location, there's nothing else it could have been. And as you're looking at that final piece, that missing piece of armor, as you reach up and pick it up off the ground, you see an amulet, much like the one you saw before it sent you out of the dream. Once more, you feel that compulsion to reach out and touch it.
Oh, this is weird. Okay, she's starting to think that maybe she's still dreaming, but she will looking around again and then reach out and pick it up.
So as you pick up this triangular silver object, holding it in your hand, a pulse ripples from it. The amulet vanishes in the moment, but that energy seems to shift the realm about you. What you see now, the vegetation has been flattened, and you stand in an unnatural clearing, similar to the one from your dreams. And as you look around, you realize that the plants also reveal overgrown ruins. You see that a crumbling stone structure lies here amidst the undergrowth. You see the roof pierced by the trunk of an immense tree, though the walls are mostly intact. The door frame, large, lies empty to lead inside.
Oh, okay. This is totally a bad idea, but I guess she'll approach.
As you approach, it's almost as if someone familiar is calling your name. You don't hear anything, but that is the feeling that you get, beckoning you to step inside. As you do, the tree that's visible from outside breaks through the ruin's marble floors. You see that it stretches upwards through the collapsed ceiling, and circling around it all throughout this ruin, broken statues line the walls, standing in crumbling alcoves. If you would like to make a religion check here.
Yeah, I was going to say. recognize any of them, or are they too busted up? Religion check. Listen, you barking up the wrong tree. Religion check. I mostly just hurt people.
They seem deific, holy, but most of them are crumpled and ruined beyond repair, falling into obscurity, like the deities themselves. But one stands untouched, mostly. It still shows the passage of time, but you recognize it. You see this figure, this just, and you know. You have found the statue of Paladin. Dean.
Oh.
As you come to this realization, as it settles, this knowledge from beyond, without and within, a faint glow emanates from that statue. It coalesces around and creates a strange overlap. You see the statue in this light and glow as it may have appeared newly crafted. But underneath it, you still see the crumbling.
Right. It's just like glowing?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else going on with any of these other statues or anything?
Nothing else goes with the other statues, just this.
God. Oh, okay. Caution says don't do it. ADHD says touch it. And I'm touching it.
As you get closer, you
Look slowly.
hear, as you move closer, cautious, a voice comes to your mind. Victoria. And it's familiar, though you've never heard it before. Come closer. I mean no harm. I wish to converse.
What kind of do I feel?
It doesn't feel...
Is it frightening or is it?
It's awe-inspiring. It's something that is larger. This is nothing that you've ever experienced before. So perhaps it's a little frightening. But this voice doesn't seem to hold any sort of maliciousness. In fact, it seems to exude a warmth as it speaks to you.
Okay, then after a brief pause, she'll still cautiously move up, and she'll kind of lower her spear, so it's not threatening anymore.
You have a heart. I wish to see to potential. I have a message that I ask you to bear through Krynn.
Is it waiting for a response?
Do you give a response?
Because like briefly, she'd be immediately thinking about like her duties as a knight and oath she's sworn and anticipates swearing. But then she'll out loud she'll say, what's the message?
The message itself. He's not as important as the one who will bear it. Take my amulet and icon. And you see at the base of the statue, the amulet that disappeared, as well as a shield that bears the same emblem.
Oh.
Take my teachings and wisdom. Carry them and my power out to the world when Krynn needs it most.
Oh. Okay, I think she kind of feels like at this point she should probably like kneel, which she'll do, and take a moment before. So it was a shield and an amulet.
You have a shield and an amulet. The amulet is just the triangular icon of Paladine, and it is the same emblazoned upon the shield, though you see that as you look at the shield, it's not just a painted on there, it's actually etched, worked into the metal.
Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. She'll pick them up. Do I thank you?
Keep to my teachings. Be just. Be patient and wise. Keep order and mercy. And that will be repayment enough.
She'll bow her head. And she's already somewhat worried about this. It seems like a high bar. But after a moment, she'll stand, obviously, kind of setting her stance as she takes up the challenge.
As you stand out of that second bow, the glow is gone, and there's just the ruined statue. Whatever entity was here seems to have left.
Oh, okay. Just so far out of her realm of experience, she'll head back to the camp. Just trying. Sorry.
As you leave, a wind blows through the area, and you feel the urge to turn back, just for a moment. But the temple is gone. Returning to your camp, there is no sign of disturbance as the others are starting to look a little antsy. They've seem awake. Camp is being cleaned up and seem to have been, as their eyes turn to you, waiting for you.
So the camp was actually messed up.
No, you're not seeing any signs of it having been messed up.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. All right, so looking somewhat confused, she'll just call out, like, how long was I gone?
Long enough. Are you done with whatever business you had? Looking to get back on the road?
Like looking back, like behind her. Yeah, let's go.
So, Victoria, you set out. And as you walk along, Rue, Vass, the rest of your caravan has left. your path has changed from theirs. And the two of you are now traveling towards Vogler by yourselves. Do you strike up any conversations?
Rue is probably moderately suspicious of this tiefling being that's been stuck with him.
Yeah, I would say that this is probably your first tiefling, since you live in a very kind of secluded area.
Absolutely.
I think Vass would try to start up conversations, and if that's unsuccessful, he's just gonna walk playing his lute and singing the ballad he composed of he and Ispin's, what is that called? Road trip montage that they had been through.
Amazing. Vas, why don't you give me a performance check?
I thought you were gonna say, Vass, why don't you sing a few lines? And I was gonna be like, no. All right, performance.
22. Yeah, you're doing quite well. Very impressive. Rue, you may be suspicious, but you can't deny that this tiefling's got skill.
I know, or do both of us know that we're going to the same place for the same thing?
You would know that you're both going to the same place, and I would say that Vass's ballad here does mention Aspin, so you could probably insight that perhaps you are going for the same reasons.
Yeah, Rue would turn and look up at Vass and say, what was that name in your ballad?
Oh, it's been Green Shield.
You know him.
Yeah, man. He found me when I showed up here unexpectedly, and he's a good guy. He took me to Calamon. Calamon. Why, you know him too?
Rue kind of reluctantly looks down at the ground. I've met him before. Many, many, many years ago, before your time. Did he ever speak of his travels to the west?
He would have during that time, Vass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he told me lots of stories. It was a long trip to Calamon.
It's good to see that he still holds it dear in his heart, in his memories, so they live on.
As you two are traveling, starting to reminisce over a friend taken, another figure seems to join as a small path comes and enters into the road that you follow. As she almost looks a knight. She's armored and carries a shield. As Victoria, you run into two travelers that seem to be heading on to the road of Vogler, as you had broken off with your companions since your turn in the travels. Okay.
Oh. Okay. She'll raise her hand in kind of like a greeting wave. Like, hey, any news on the road?
What?
You've not heard any news, either of you, upon the road, and there's not been any sort of troubles that you've had, so you can share that information.
Yeah, but I'll say, no, I haven't heard anything except this righteous tune, and then he just breaks into his ballad again.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Rue's eyes kind of narrow.
Victoria will smile somewhat. Anything to make the miles go by. I'm traveling the same direction. Can I travel with you?
I suppose so. I mean, can't hurt.
Okay, that should kind of fall in step. I'm Victoria Ironhold, Squire of Slamnet.
Calamity, you say? Well met. I'm Rue.
And I'm Bath.
She'll nod to both of them.
Does
Again.
Vass's ballad like outline that Vass is not from here?
I would say that it starts off with that as an introduction and then just goes into the travels of Vass and Ispin.
Yeah. Cue montage.
Yeah. So you pick it up on like the third replay where you actually like hear the starting lyric.
Oh, wonderful. It plays in a loop.
Rue's gonna speak to Victoria and Salamnik and just say, I don't think he's from around here. Hoping that Victoria understands Salamnik.
And this is me double checking, like, right? I didn't totally screw my character. Yeah. She'll nod, but answer you in common. And I didn't quite think so. I haven't met anyone that looks so unique.
Rue's common is also kind of like accented with a tinge of Salamnik to it.
Sweet.
Again,
Maybe not a tinge, maybe thickly, because I think they speak Salamnik primarily where he comes from.
I want to say so too.
Yeah, and he speaks like Gnomish, so
Yeah.
his common is not terribly the best.
So,
It's all right.
again, travel is easy. The day is mild, perfect for a Kingfisher festival. But once more, the group that travels to Vogler gains a new set of footsteps. Hugh, your settlement is not terribly far from the village. It's still a bit of travel, but it allows you to set out closer to the date. And as you move out of the woods that you are so comfortable traveling in to join onto the road, you see that there are other travelers present. A group of 3 of them, seeming to head in the same direction that you are.
Okay. So Hugh is dressed for travel in dangerous areas wearing black scale armor, with a magnificent sable fur cloak over top of that, and carrying a long, slender blade and a shield, and on his back is a longbow. And he calls out, "Bonjour!"
Oh, Victoria will raise a hand and wave.
Bass will stop playing for a second.
1 second.
Oh, great!
No, Sirenscape.
Did you say Fogler?
Bogler, yes.
Yeah, we're heading that way.
As am I.
Well, I guess the more the merrier.
Be careful, mon ami. Dangerous woods.
Yes.
Why are these woods dangerous?
So many creatures. Beasts. And other things.
Well, it's as much their land as yours, so maybe they're just protecting their territory.
A little bit of a sideways look towards the gnome.
A creature
look
can
right
have
over
an
Rue's head.
eminently valid reason to eviscerate you.
I try not to give them reasons to do so. Tread lightly, follow the moons, let them guide you. Be a steward of nature.
What you consider to be a valid reason can be very different from what they think is a valid reason, sir. Let's be careful.
Maybe you have different animals here on your continent of, I don't know, what's their continent? Is it Solemnia or is it Ansalon?
Ansalon is the continent.
Where I come from, most animals tend to be a little friendlier.
In any event, those rare beasts that can best hew the air in these parts. They'll be safe enough.
Well, good. Let's walk and talk, shall we?
Of course. Lead on, Mademoiselle Chevalier.
What does that mean?
It seems like that was you. With your passive insight. So, you all take to walking. Vogler awaits, as does the body of your dear friend. But who's to say that you cannot enjoy the pleasant walk? Again, the weather is mild this day. It makes for passing through this area, well, heavy on the heart, easy on the body. Until you hear a scream. Please, help! As a young man shouts, rushing around a bend ahead of you and coming racing towards your group.
Oh, Victoria will like instantly raise her shield. But because he did say please help, she will be looking kind of past him or also around.
As you look past him and then around, you see that there's no danger that is immediately here. Just a frantic young man.
What's the problem?
I just need someone to help. It was so horrible, and I didn't do anything, and I couldn't. And I need help, please. You must believe me.
Slow down, son. Slow down.
I'm
Is he
yourself.
hurt?
Take a breath.
As you look over, he doesn't seem to have any injuries on him, just panicked. As Rue and Hugh, you try and calm him down, his breathing does start to slow. And he looks around and his shoulders sag in relief as he sees nothing is behind him. It was horrible. I'm terribly sorry, and he wipes some of the panicked tears from his face. My name
Is it
is
some?
my name's Reese, and I was hired since I'm local. I work at a farm just down yonder, and he points off in a nearby direction. But soldiers came to travel. I asked me to take with them to care for their horses. And I saw them attacked by black cloaked figures just moments ago.
Oh, Victoria will automatically try and become alert again and lift her spear. Moments, we need to help.
Yeah, Rue like perks up at that.
Vass will finally put his loot away and draw his rapier.
Oh.
As each of you seem to kind of show interest and to begin to show your weapons at a ready stance. Please, I don't know much about the soldiers, but they seemed important with the conversations that they were talking. If you can help, I can. Please, I escaped while they were fighting, but I don't wish for my employers to fall. What can I do to help?
Don't worry. Of course you can help.
Were they on the road?
Perhaps others too.
They're about half a mile where we were attacked.
Okay.
I can take you.
Stay behind us. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. As you move forward, the area where where Reese and the soldiers were ambushed, Reese stops. And he's overcome by fear. But he points ahead. Please, check to see if they're okay. They should be ahead.
Okay, just stay back here.
He was already stalking forward.
Mm-hmm.
Is this more like an open road and field or more of a foresty type situation?
This area that you're coming up to is more forested.
Heck yeah, the forests.
So, as you move closer, just a few 100 feet ahead, you see where a wrecked wagon lies toppled, surrounded by armored corpses. You see that there are strange figures picking through the remains. From beneath the figures' dark cloaks jut out scaly wings and sharp reptilian features.
Oh. But they're like man size?
They're about man size, maybe a little bit larger.
Okay. Well, I'll I'll raise as we're approaching. I'll raise her spear into the air. Say, "Hey, declare yourselves."
As these figures look up from where they were picking through, you see that not only do they wear cloaks, they wear armor, emblazoned with a strange symbol. As you all spot this, if anyone would like to make a religion check, you may do so now.
Vass is not going to know what this is.
So, Vass does not, but I believe everyone else does.
I believe I rolled a 6.
Oh,
Again.
sorry, I got Vass and Victoria mixed up. Everyone knows what this is except for Victoria. But it's okay, Victoria. It's not, you know.
Vass,
It's not.
Vass didn't roll at all.
Yeah, Vast didn't
Oh,
roll.
Vass didn't. I saw their performance. Okay. Good. I'm getting confused. It's fine. I'm just getting
He's
ahead
still
of myself.
performing his song like in his head. It's like
Yeah.
He's
writing
bopping.
the next line.
Oh yeah, he's totally taking down notes in his head of all these cloaked figures because he's totally gonna work that into his song.
Yeah. So Rue and Hugh, you recognize emblazoned upon the armor the symbol of Takesis. And as there is a deep growl, the you hear, do any of you what languages do you all speak? Let's just go with that.
Sylvan, Islamic, and Common.
Okay, you do not understand Hugh.
Common, Astarian, Slamnik, and Abanassinian.
Okay. You do not understand what is being said.
Common and infernal.
Vass, you do not understand what is being said.
Well, unless they speak Gnomish, then common Gnomish and Salamnic. So
None of you quite get through the deep growls that come out as the seeming leader of this group commands. Two of them, though they do seem weary and wounded from their previous fight, step forward, while the others, the other three, including the leader, move back. As they move into the forest, the other two lurch forward, and we are going to roll initiatives here.
Oh, snap.
Okay. So. Bam, 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 bam. Let's get some fight music going on here. Do we have anything? Yeah, we'll just use this.
Oh, Vass will definitely win that tie. I assume. You heard it for me.
Gonna have to do that then. Alrighty, so I might have to change how I do this. So with that, we are going to have it will be we've got 3 15s. That'll be fun. It's going to be I need another roll from Victoria to break the tie.
Let's see, what's it on here? 17.
Okay. Oof. That is unfortunate.
Ha. No, unfortunate for us.
aww.
So,
Bite
with
the curb. Bite the curb.
that, we will have, it is going to be Mass, Victoria, our Draconian, and then Rue. So, Hugh, you are the first to act here in this moment. You see that the two figures, these massive creatures, they are battered, they are wounded, but what would you like to do here?
How far are they from me?
We'll,
Approximately?
we'll say that as combat begins, they are about 25 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna charge the one on the left, wielding my S-Dock, sheltering behind my shield.
Okay.
And try and attack. The 16 hit.
A 16 will strike.
Doing 4 damage.
Alrighty. Hell yeah. As Hugh strikes and does 4 damage, the Draconian growls in pain. Already wounded, it does not seem to enjoy the secondary effects of another strike. And with that, we come to Vass. It is going to be your turn.
Is Vass close enough to move behind the Draconian that Hugh just attacked?
Not fully behind it unless you've got a 35-foot speed.
I do not. I have 30.
Okay.
Vass will gracefully dance forward as far as he can get to kind of flank. Well, not completely flank, but be adjacent to the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he will strike with his rapier. Does he have advantage?
Not from a flank.
Okay. Well, he'll be editing that out of his song lyrics.
As Vass, you try to strike against this creature, you feel your blade hit, but it doesn't seem to pierce through the scales that surround and entomb this creature. Anything else upon your turn?
No, that's it.
All right. Victoria, we come to you.
Okay. Is there a penalty for chucking a spear at someone that's in close combat with your party members?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. The one that Hugh already wounded.
Okay.
So I have this precise strike ability, so I can do it with advantage, and if it hits, I get an extra d8 of damage.
Heck yeah. Go for it.
So let's roll the dice, see how this goes. Crit nat 20.
Heck yes.
Yay! So it's one-handed damage, which is 6.
Alright.
Yeah, plus an extra d8. Do I need to? I guess I need to roll that, eh?
Yeah, it'll be...
Oh, nice.
Alright, and then because of that, the way that we do crits here, for anyone who's new, the way that we do crits is going to be a max out of the die pool, and then the rolls on top of it. So that's going to be a lot.
Oh, it's like, what was that, like 30?
Yeah, so your spear, as you throw it, just whooshes right between Vass and Hugh into the center chest of this creature, sending them back. And as the creature begins to, you see, turned to stone, I will say that the impact of your nat 20 knocks this creature 5 feet away as you watch a gas begin to leak out of the final wound, but it is not within any sort of danger to your companions.
Okay. And then just with my movement, I'll run up to the other one because I still have my shield. So
Yeah. So you move up next to the other one, and as you do, it does become our Draconian's turn, and it is weary from its battle as it raises its short sword. It's going to try and take a strike at you. That is a gentleman's 20 to strike.
well, that hits.
All right. So as it attacks, that's going to be 2 points of damage that you take.
Okay.
But that is it. And again, there's only one Draconian left, so that's all that he's doing. As Rue, now we come to your turn.
Alright, I would imagine that Rue is probably actually a little bit behind all of these taller folk with his 25 foot of movement speed. And naturally then is probably farther from this creature, right?
Yeah, I would say that you're about 10 feet away where everyone else was. So that would put, instead of 25 feet away from this creature, you are now 35 feet.
Alright, let's see. There's a lot that I can do here. Oh, there is, but Rue is going to step up to within 20-foot range and take one of the daggers from his belt and throw it at the creature.
Okay.
Maybe kind of like an underhand toss for a 12 to hit.
As you try and toss it at this creature, you hear the clang as your dagger hits against the armor, but does not seem to find anywhere that it penetrates.
A little rusty, apparently.
Sorry.
Alright. Anything else upon your turn, Rue?
I think I would see if I'm 20 feet away and I was 35, 45. I probably actually used the remainder of my movement, however much was left, to back off just to make distance between me and this creature, just in case it comes for me.
Sounds good. With that, Hugh, we come to your turn.
Hugh, you're muted.
I turn and try and skewer the Draconian for a gap in its armor.
Heck yeah, let's go for it.
Do it.
Yeah, kebab.
18.
18 hits.
Yeah.
Once again for 4 damage.
Oh no.
Consistency. Yeah, as you turn away from the stone of the last one and to the next Draconian, your form is great. You know your sword and blade, and as you pierce through, it's a solid hit. But the creature still stands. As Vass, we'll come over to your turn.
I think I nicked him in the arm.
Well, for starters, Vass is going to give Bardic Inspiration to Victoria, and he's going to do that by quickly rhyming off a lyric about how badass her spear throw was. So that's a D6 for the next 10 minutes. And then he saw that kind of weird gas stuff escape from the dead Draconian, so he's gonna stay where he is and try Dissonant Whispers against the other guy.
Okay, so that is a wisdom save, if I remember correctly, yeah?
Yes. Yes, and the DC is 13.
Well, he gets a 6, so...
Fabulous. Love that for him. I'll take it.
Alright.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd take it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty great. And with that, I'm going to need Victoria and Vass to roll for me Constitution saving throws as the creature turns to stone as it goes to try and run away.
Oof. 18.
Okay. So, and then we need Hugh's con save as well. no. It's not coming through. But as the creature turns to stone, the gas does leak out. But Victoria, you're fine. It doesn't seem to affect you. It just is odd. But with that, there's no more threat here. The two beasts are little more than statues.
Did they? Okay. Did anyone see where the other ones went? I'll retrieve my spear.
As you retrieve your spear, your weapon coming out of it dislodges the body, and it begins to crumple into dust.
What are these things?
Not sure. Brew walks up and collects his dagger and tries to examine what's left of these creatures.
As you go to examine the other one, it too crumples to dust. It seems that there's a short period of their existence after death.
What? So they had armor and they had cloaks. Did they have weapons, or were they like?
They had a short
clawing?
swords.
Oh, short swords. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay,
everything
but all that stuff's still there, right?
I don't believe so. I believe it's everything
Oh.
that they wear turns to dust as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't recognize that insignia on their armor.
The emblem of Takesis. Did I say it? Takesis?
Takesis, yeah.
Takesis. Takesis, yeah.
That was a magnificent toss of your spear, Demoiselle.
You can call me Victoria, please. But I mean, I'm squire to be a knight, so thank you.
Call me sir.
I'm not saying call me sir, but I have used the spear for a while.
None of you have fought one of these before then, right?
I haven't even heard of anyone fighting something like this.
This beast is new to me.
I'm gonna look at Vass.
What you looking at me for?
Do they have such creatures where you came from?
No, I don't think so.
That's go ahead, give me a history check.
Vass is not a student of history.
This is
How much of-
new to you as it is to everybody else. You've never seen anything like this before.
How much of a resemblance does Vass have to the Draconians? That's what Rue really wants to know.
Not a lot.
We're all like scales.
I can post a picture in our game chat of what you guys just saw.
And then Victoria's gonna go, oh damn, and start running around and checking to see if there's any survivors from the people that were ambushed.
Okay. As you go to look for the people who were ambushed, unfortunately the three knights, the three soldiers, well, they are killed. You recognize immediately, Victoria, their armor is Knights of Slomnia.
Oh, well, these are knights. Where are they? Where's that guy? Is he around still? Like, did he?
No, he stayed back.
Right, but he's Can we see him, or is he like gone?
He didn't seem to jump in. And he's a few 100 feet away from this happening. So I mean,
Right. But if he can see me or I can see him, I'll like give him the like, hey, come on, come over here.
Yeah, you can kind of see him enough through the trees to flag him down.
Yeah. Do they have any like I'll look for their orders or like see if they have any papers for orders or messages or that sort of thing.
Yeah, give me an investigation check,
Like
please.
I assume they're not. Oh, but they
You
are.
have
We saw the
Bardic.
guys looting them, didn't we? Oh yeah, the Bardic. You know what? I'm gonna add that D6 as well. Cause heck yeah. Oh nice, 6. So we're up to 18.
All right. With that, with 18, yeah, you find correspondence upon the nights that they were investigating reports of nearby farmsteads that were raided by strange creatures, and it matches what you just saw.
Oh,
And if you check our Dragonlance chat, you can spot what you just looked at.
Okay. Can I
oh
check?
heck yeah! Look at that fatty.
Oh man,
Oh, look at the mouth on it.
what's he been eating? How many C's is that?
That is 4 C's, I'm sure of it.
Oh my gosh. Holy crap.
Wow.
Those little wings don't do anything. He can't fly.
But
Can I check the remains and kind of the tracks and where the ground is trampled to see if I can glean from how the fight went down?
you can tell that the knights were just ambushed and overpowered. They put up a fight, but just weren't enough. And you can tell that through that as you look at the armor, and they have plate armor each, filigree, horned helmets. It's very distinctive to the Knights of Solamnia, but they're unusable. The claw marks are heavy and tear at the metal, making it not only unusable, but unsightly. Whatever these creatures are, they don't need weapons, it seems.
It's the Salamia. Good fighters, but often vulnerable in the forest.
Respect to the forest.
Victoria will have a sad
It's the
smile
helmets.
on her face.
Add situational awareness.
So, you
Can we?
would also find amongst the wreckage 3 long swords, 8 days of food and water rations, enough for one person at least for 8 days, and 40 gold pieces.
Oh. I mean, I hate to do it, but like the food and I guess the coin, right?
You what?
All right, I help myself to a sword.
Yeah, I'll start handing out 20 gold to each, to everyone.
It's 10
Right,
10,
each,
4
right?
of us.
10 gold each, because it's 40 gold.
Oh, I thought you said okay. Yeah.
Rue kind of like looks at his gold like puzzled and kind of just shakes his head, but still puts it in his pouch.
Hugh
Can
looks
we-
over at Vass holding one of the swords and to see if he wants one.
Vass will say, "No, I'm pretty useless with those."
Troubadours don't learn the sword where you're from?
I mean, sure they do, but yeah, I'm not very strong. I'm more dexterous. So I'll keep my rapier.
Yeah, fast. As they're talking, I'm going to drag the bodies kind of the side of the road, the bodies of the knights, and like if they have shields, put their shields with them. We'll send. I don't want to bury them because when we get noticed, they'll come to retrieve them. I would think. She'll say that to the others. But I'll keep like any papers in that.
Rue looks at Victoria and says, Did you know them?
Okay, she'll frown and kind of look again. Maybe a little more intently at their faces. I don't think I did.
None of these
They're
are
still-
familiar to you, Victoria.
They're still one of yours, though, even if you didn't know them.
Well, we've done what we can.
Did you see what way the rest of them went?
They disappeared
Oh,
off into the forest.
Into the forest.
That doesn't help.
No. They're either gone with what they came for, or they'll, if their companions don't come back, maybe they'll try and come back for us. So we should probably move on.
We go to Vogler.
Yeah.
So
If there's more of them, they might attack other people coming through, or Vogler.
If we
need to
don't
warn some people.
survive to warn them, yeah.
with that,
Yes.
you
Just
are...
keep your eyes peeled, Master Gnome.
I'm so loving this cast of characters, guys. It's amazing. So, with your business concluded here, the ambush site, Reese promises that, at least to his family and the nearby farms,
Oh, yeah.
he will spread the word as well
Okay.
for people to keep wary.
Do you need us to take you home?
No, I think I should be fine. I'm in the opposite direction from where I think the beasties ran.
Okay. I'm hesitant, but I'll hand him one of the long swords.
He seems to hold it fine weight-wise. As a farmer's hand, he's done a lot of heavy lifting, but he definitely does not hold it as a trained fighter would.
That's fine.
Hugh goes right over to him and corrects his grip, and then starts showing him the very basic 1, 2, 3 cut and thrust. Do this, do this, do this.
Okay. And he tries. It's very sloppily handled, but you can tell he's doing his best.
While Hugh is
At the very last, just hold it straight in front of you and let them skewer themselves upon it.
I can try and do that, yeah.
That saved my life against the boar one times.
Alright.
While Hugh was showing him some of the moves, Rue's gonna use prestidigitation to make a really, really quiet battle melody to just kind of fills the air near Reese. Super quiet. Almost indistinct.
Amazing. I love it. But eventually Reese does depart to return to his home, as his employment seems to be short-lived. And with that, you will begin on your pathway back towards Vogler. You do not reach the city by the end of the day, so I will ask for survival checks for you all to find a suitable place to set up camp.
Vass is too distracted by all the great song lyrics that are popping into his head.
So, it is an effort, but eventually your group does find an area suitable off the road, with some cover of the trees, but enough that you can view out and see if there's any threats arriving from the road to set up for your camp. You find enough suitable firewood to create a campfire.
Keep it small.
And space enough for each to lay down a bedroll.
I love it out here.
I would like it more if I could get the face of that thing out of my mind.
Hugh has like his own very special stick that he uses to prop up his cloak and like to sit underneath it.
Amazing.
Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Lawrence of Arabia, but Lawrence's Arab friend had a thing like that. It looked very cool in the desert.
Heck yeah. I dig the vibes. But as you settle down, traveling together, having experienced what you did, do you speak to each other? Do you learn what has brought you to this path? Or do you seem content in just letting the dice lie?
I think at some point, probably over food or whatever, Tori would ask where they're all going. And also in turn, especially if they answered like, oh, they're going to the same place she is, she'd be like, I'm absolutely going there. You know, an old friend of the family died. Like, it's time to go to his funeral. Or service, whatever it is.
I think that Rue's content to like lay near the edge of the camp and try and see up at the stars and moon if they're visible.
Yeah.
But I guess if the others are speaking, he at least might overhear for the moment.
Okay.
Vass would explain if it wasn't made abundantly clear by the looping melody that's been playing for all day. He'll provide a synopsis about how Ispin found him when he suddenly appeared in this land and helped him make his way to Kalamon. He was a good dude. We've come to pay my respects.
Hugh goes over to Vass and holds out his sword and points to a nick in it. He says, "Here. This is the notch from the bone in the throat of a boar that I had to skewer to defend him. That's how we met."
As you share stories of how you met Ispin, of how you knew him, and how you now seem to all travel to see him to rest, I will ask if you partake and set up any watches.
I'm definitely going to push for a watch to be set up, but I'm not going to make anyone stand watch.
Vass will agree if it's brought up, but I don't think he would volunteer that himself.
Well, I think with what happened on the road earlier, we definitely need to have someone.
Now, Hugh volunteers to have first watch. Who should relieve Hugh?
Sorry, who volunteered for first watch?
Who does?
Oh, okay. I'll
Hugh's
watch
on
sometime
first.
in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Oh man.
If that does not become a campaign-long joke, I am so disappointed.
I think that deserves inspiration.
To be fair, you all still have your character inspiration, and you can only have one at a time.
But it should be noted that if we all had not had inspiration, it definitely would have been.
Most definitely.
Yeah, if we were going in more elaborate detail, Victoria would say that it's been, when she was just a baby, her father had been influenced or cursed or something by his wife, and that Ispin had helped break the curse. And then as she was growing up, once in a while they would see him.
Good man.
Adventurers.
So,
Hey, could I use my speak with small beasts racial trait to see if I can like find some forest creatures to ask if they could help keep watch over me or us?
Rural Chiladas?
sure.
Hmm?
Sure, I will allow that. And I will say that because of your feature, speak with small beasts, you can do either a persuasion or an animal handling check to persuade them to assist.
Alrighty. 17.
All right. You make your request, and you have, we'll say that it's a few raccoons and squirrels that answer your call. And you don't, they don't give any sort of verbal confirmation back to you. But you think that your directions and requests were clear, concise, and very polite. Who wouldn't help you out? So you do have assistance. It does not cover any watches, so we still only have the 1 out of 3 with an actual volunteer, but they will, if they notice any sort of dangers too close to where you rest, you will be alerted.
Rue would volunteer to take a watch centered around one of maybe the moons rising.
So that would likely be the second watch when the moons are high in the sky.
Oh, okay.
And Victoria, if you would like the third watch,
Yep.
as the moon's set and the sun will rise. You all bet. Vass, if you would like to double up on any watch, you're more than welcome to, but we've...
Oh yeah, I feel like he would be too sound asleep to wake up for the second one, but I feel like once he sleeps in, he'll probably join in to help Victoria on the third watch.
So, Hugh, your companions settle down amongst you. In the forest, the fire, still small, but at its peak. Go ahead and make for me a perception check, please.
Oh.
15. You hear the world around you, and you listen to it as it grows quieter, as night begins to fully set for the forest. And while this isn't your forest, it's close enough. You can imagine yourself at home, on your own hunts, as the beasts around you just ever so farther off in the distance. But you know your own skill is... well, there's nothing quite comparable that at least you've come across yet. They stand no chance. You think to the quarry that got away. Those reptilian-like figures. Maybe not tomorrow. But your hunt, you sure will resume. Find those ones that got away from you. But otherwise, nothing else of consequence happens upon your watch.
Okay, Hugh sits very quietly and still. And to amuse himself, during the night, he suddenly grabs out and tries to snatch mosquitoes and flies out of the air.
Yeah. You keep yourself awake and entertained. And soon it comes to the end of your watch. And you go to wake up Rue.
Okay. I prod him with my toe and say, Monsieur Rue! Hello!
I was already awake. Stop with the jabbing. I can always tell when the moons are rising. Get some sleep.
Alright, Hugh gets underneath his stick cloak and that's asleep.
As you are rising, Rue, it is the middle of the night. The fire has died down some. The world is quiet. And the moons are in the sky.
Rue's looking up through the clearings, trees, and then closes his eyes and just opens his ears in his mind and lets the moonlight wash over him.
So, as you bask in the moonlight, please roll for me a perception check. 17. With your eyes closed, your ears pick up on the world. Everything seems to be sleeping. And what isn't is moving quietly. Predators that survive off silence, of stealth. But there is nothing threatening that you can hear upon the winds or in the shifting of the grasses.
does kind of remind me of home, even if it's a foreign land.
As you are reminded of home, here in this place that you've only heard of, your mind goes back decades to the first time that really Solamnia was fully brought to your attention. When a traveler, young and bright eyes, showed up upon the shores of Sandcrest.
It's been... I remember the time when I saved him. He was so green back then.
You sit in the fond memories of a young man, one that you saw bright fire in his youth. But now you come as his ashes and coals turn cold. It's strange. You sit upon that melancholy as the moons keep their watch overhead. But the reign of the moon can only last so long before it gives way to sun. As the moon's hold of the night begins to slip, Rue, your watch comes to an end. And it's time to wake Vass and Victoria.
I think that Rue would walk over to probably Victoria first and get real close up on her, right up by her face. You awake? Hey, get up. I poke her in the side.
Thank you. If it sounds like he's like right in her face, she won't open her eyes yet. Thank you.
Maybe his beard's like tickling your cheek a little bit as it wisps when he is whispering.
Dirty home. Is there trouble?
Smell his breath.
No troubles?
All quiet.
Okay. And then I guess she'll like reach up and gently push him away before opening her eyes and getting up and starting the process of getting chainmail on and trying to be somewhat quiet about it.
As Victoria does that, Rue, do you go over to wake Vass?
Sure. Same thing. Actually, no, you know what? I'm still a little leery of this devil person. Rue's gonna get like relatively close, but not like super close.
Mm-hmm.
And then use message to whisper into Vass's ear and say, "Hey, are you awake?" Just like he did to Victoria.
Vass, you're in that half slumbering portion because you knew that you were going to be awakening for the third watch, so your body kind of seems to be ready for that at any moment, when all of a sudden, right by your ear, you hear Rue's voice.
So I think Vass jumps, proclaims, and then just from lying on his back just sits straight up really fast. And then looks around confused.
You would see Rue not terribly close by, but definitely not close enough to have just whispered in your ear.
Yeah, it's like on the cusp, right? Like
5-6
feet away.
You could have whispered, man. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, it was a whisper. It's just a message whisper in your ear.
Yeah, it was just a little close.
Still comes out
Don't
loud.
bite.
That'll have to be proven later on.
So, as Vass, you are awake, Victoria. You finish putting upon your armor. Sirenscape, no. Alright, let's get her back up. But, Vash, Victoria, if you would please, as you two start your watch in the slight darkness before the pre-dawn's light, roll for me perception checks.
Oh, you know what? Can I? You know what? I'm going to spend that inspiration. Let's do it.
You'll get more.
And yeah, eventually, sometime, and to roll. Hopefully, better roll. Right? It wasn't in that one, so happy day.
So, 12 and 17.
Oh no.
The two of you together keep your eyes and ears out towards the street, the roadway ahead of you, towards the forest around you. The world is quiet when your watch begins. But soon, the world begins to awaken. Birds start their songs. And you hear movement between the trees as creatures that hunt early to get away from any sort of predators awaken. Victoria, you even spot, just off in the distance, a deer looks over before making their way further into the wooded area.
Oh, she'll point at it and comment to Vass. I don't think there's trouble nearby if all the animals are going about their business.
Vass will nod.
So maybe I'll when it's a little closer to maybe people should be getting up, maybe make some tea or something.
Yeah.
Some breakfast going.
Easy enough to stoke the coals and relight the fire, to start for tea or coffee, heat up some of the rations. It's not the most decadent of flavorful of breakfasts, but it is breakfast, warm and filling. No threats come upon your watch. But you do have time to converse amongst yourselves if you do wish for it, Vass and Victoria.
Have you heard of Takesis?
It's like one of those names where it seems like it might be familiar, but I might be getting it confused with something else.
Well, we have, in the knighthood, we have old stories, and in one of them, one of our heroes banished her from the land, and so I didn't really recognize her symbol, and it's an odd thing, and Victoria's kind of handling something in her hands as she's talking. It's kind of an odd thing because I had a very weird experience on the road before I met you guys, and I found this, and he'll hold out, and it's like a triangular kind of emblem, and this is a symbol of the god Paladine, which is, if I remember correctly, kind of opposes her.
Oh, that seems to be too much of a coincidence.
Worries me.
Vass will nod.
Can I assume I got a long rest?
Yes, at the end of your watch, you all can mark off a long rest, as it has been uninterrupted, and you all gain level 2.
Oh, you're gonna make me swear.
Got 1 or 2.
Yeah. I've muttered a few here and there. But he'll let Vass kind of see the amulet, and she'll let Vass see the amulet. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me worry for the future. Those creatures, I've never heard of something like that. But they were wearing armor and her symbol, and that worries me as well.
And sorry, Oda character question. What did the Takesis symbol look like?
It is a it is a circular, it's almost like a star. Let me see if I can grab you a image real quick, because, I mean, since you've seen it, you should know what it looks like.
Picture like a multicolored ninja star.
Yeah, that's very much it. Hold on. Where are my gods of evil? There it is. So let me just grab a little snippy snip. Bam, and then let's hopefully that we'll just for the moment that this screws up. Bam, and then back, bam. Cool. So there you go.
Okay. Vass will be sort of staring off into the distance as he listens to Victoria, and then he'll go, "Whoa." Something about that symbol reminds me of something from my homeland.
Oh.
There's this figure named Tiamat that has to do with dragons. And the colors on the symbol are the same as the colors of the dragons. And we met those dragon dudes. So I wonder if that's connected somehow.
Should nod. I don't know. I guess we'll have to learn more.
So. You do all begin to awake as the smell of a warm breakfast reaches out to you all.
Nice, yeah. Kind of tow everyone else awake.
I was awake.
Do
you make this breakfast?
Yes.
Well, thank you.
As much as as best as you can hope to get, traveling on the road.
Who has little balls of animal fat with little ground coffee beans inside them, and he just pops a couple in his mouth. That's originally how they did coffee.
Efficient.
Old, back from Arabic medieval period.
Sweet.
Heck yeah. But you do have hot water if you are if you want to do a more conventional coffee preparation, or if you want tea, or just hot water, you know, that vibes out too.
Vass would be jonesing for a coffee. He's not a morning person.
Yeah. I would say that amongst the rations there are grounds to create a coffee pour over and cheesecloths to act as a straining.
Rube would kind of like disappear into the outskirting forest or forest at the outskirts of the camp, like looking for like berries and stuff like that, like foraging.
Survival check for your forage, please.
Key. 14.
14. Yeah, you're able to find some berries and some fallen acorns through the help of your woodland companions that come skittering by as soon as they see you in the forest.
I'd feed like some of those berries and acorns to the creatures, but then take some for myself and my companions and bring them back to camp.
You arrive back at camp. Bountiful.
Okay. Anyone want some roasted nuts?
Oh, okay.
Who makes a porridge from
Yeah.
just ground grain?
Yeah. Easily enough to create the breakfasts that you desire with your own rations and with what you were able to scavenge from the fallen knights. Do you have any conversations over breakfast of your previous nights or your of what awaits for you?
Well, I mean, no, like aside from just the generic, like everyone's watch was as quiet as ours, and like I think we'll make it to Vogler today, right?
You believe so, yeah.
What was it? Was that what it was called?
Yeah, Vogler. Vogler,
okay,
Vogler.
perfect. Sweet, I remembered. And she thinks they'll make it there today without any problem. And that sort of light morning, not think hard chat.
Did Ispen ever tell you how he got his surname?
No, I don't think so.
Did he tell you his shield was magical?
Yes.
Sounds about right. You believe him?
I don't have any reason not to believe him.
Did he ever show you?
Like, no, I mean, I never saw it do any tricks or anything.
Neither did I. I'm just curious.
Oh. Okay. I mean, many people get funny names and things like that. So, I mean, Green Shield is better than Sub.
I think it suited him. I do like the color green.
Oh. Okay.
Reminds me of the trees.
Gnomes. No, so yeah, I don't think we have anything important going on over breakfast.
Yeah, no.
Eat for yourself. This is very important.
The trees. Trees.
Rue's getting vibe checks on everybody right now, and that is very important.
Use next. Maybe.
But, no, if no other interactions occur over breakfast, camp is cleaned up. And you are able to set out in the early morning for getting back on the road.
I think Victoria will be a little more relaxed today, like have her shield on her back, like her spear like resting on her shoulder.
So while everyone had been having breakfast, Vass was just idly picking away at the loot, not really playing anything in particular, and just seems lost in thought. But when they set off, he doesn't play his loot. He keeps that strapped to his back, and he makes sure his rapier is handy, based on the experiences from yesterday.
Yeah, no. Easily understanding. As you pass, hours go by upon the road, and early morning becomes midday. And it hits you all as you travel. This is the day of Ispen's funeral.
Ah, poop. Like we're late?
No, because in the midday sun you see it. The fishing village of Vogler clings to a spit of land, reaching out into the Vingard River. There are wooded cliffs that overlook the community, and the only path from the north descends past the ivy-covered remnants of a crumbling stone keep. The village's modest wooden buildings cluster around a quaint central circle and all along the river bank. Jutting into the river, out of place and seemingly out of time, stands an incomplete stone bridge. Its artisanship incredible. The structure clearly dates to pre-cataclysm, eclipsing its modern piers in size and sturdiness. You see that the bridge crosses less than half the river's width before giving way to a series of ropes and tethered rafts serving as ferries. You see upon the river itself the dozens of small boats that drift along the slow, murky waters as the fishers of Vogler ply their trade. You know that while you are here now in Vogler, you have a few hours. Ispin Greenshield's funeral is set to take place here in the evening. Plenty of time to explore the village, find accommodations, whatever else you might do.
We had a copy of the letter. Didn't it say something about accommodations were provided?
At the Brass Crab, but...
Perfect, okay.
So you can try and find your way about, so that way you know where the Brass Crab is.
Yeah.
And...
So there's no wall or anything?
There is a, you see the keep that is crumbling out at the wooded cliffs, and there is a gate that leads into the village. But the gate currently is open.
No guards.
Okay, and there's no guards, yeah.
There are guards. 2 of them, one to each side, to kind of open and close the gate, if needed.
You know what adventurers call guards? Tour guides.
So,
okay, kind of when we get within vocal distance, Victoria will raise her hand and say, "Hey."
As you raise your hand and call out, another one. Oh there!
Okay, great. Okay, so they're not going to stab us. That's good. As she gets closer, she'll be like, I mean, we've come for the funeral, and where can we find? Well, 1, the Brass Crab, and 2, Becklin.
Who? Oh,
isn't she the one that signed the letter?
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you approach, you see the figure you approach is human, and his partner seems to be a kender, and you... Oh, no, if you're looking to head in, you'll just want to head south some. You'll find the village circle, and from there you're going to head southwest, almost as if you're along the heading to the wharf. The Brass Crab will be right there. You can't miss it. Becklin has been keeping there. She's been doing quite a bit, preparing for the funeral and all. Lots of people coming through. It's been such a shame to lose him. He's been a great addition to our community. And, well, if you're here, friends of Ispin, well, you're friends of everyone in Vogler.
Oh, she'll smile at that.
Excellent. So?
I don't know. Yeah, Victoria will look at the others like, is there anything else you want to ask them, or?
I think we just want to go get settled in.
Just forward.
For a minute, I thought you said drugs. I was like, what?
I mean, hey, I'm not going to tell you what your character can and can't do.
Rue brings out his pipe and some of the stuff he's foraged from the woods.
Yeah, some of those berries were just buds. It's fine. But yeah, no. The guards, again, the gate is open. The guards welcome you in. You have Vogler to explore if you want, or you can just head straight to the brass crab.
Did I ask the Kender a question?
Sure. You approach the Kender. She
Approach the
seems
Kender.
both melancholy and appreciative to see someone similar to her stature.
Have you seen any like cloaked lizard-like figures roaming around the area around here, kind of maybe causing some disturbances?
You're just going right out with that.
Curious.
No, I've not seen anything like that, but it doesn't sound very good. I'll keep an eye out. Why do you think that they'd be a danger to Vogler?
I've heard some rumors of some cloaked creatures that were causing danger in various areas, and I just didn't know if Vogler was one of the sources of those rumors. But it sounds like maybe you're untouched, which is good.
Yeah, no. The only misfortune that we've seen is, of course, the passing of Ispen.
Understood. Did you know him well?
Turns and says,
Well, he's been part of this community for about 20 years now. He's been well loved, and, well, he definitely active. Even in his old years, he couldn't quite sit still. Always telling the young ones about his adventures upon high seas and rough waters and all other places that he's been.
Sounds about right.
as he's leaving to the crab, Hugh says to the guard, "Keep open eye and a keen ear. We encountered beings that tore apart an armored knight in seconds on the path."
The two guards look to each other, a sort of grim and solemn look, and nod, taking your advice to heart, it seems. Vass, one thing that you would notice is that the figures here, they don't give you the odd looks that you've been accustomed to since your arrival.
Interesting.
But they don't, they also don't single you out either. It seems that to them you are just another figure.
Vass makes note of that and just feels kind of nice and appreciative that for once in his experiences in this land, people aren't whining and whispering and like making like little horn symbols whenever he passes by.
Yeah. But, as you all move through, I think I heard you all say that you were heading straight to the Brass Crab, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like the best place to maybe ask, right?
Okay. Yeah, as you pass by, you see that there are plenty of people out about the streets, and they wave to you, smile. It seems that you are one of the many travelers that comes in. Again, it's been traveled well, traveled far, and made a lot of connections. As you are moving through, heading down the main road towards the village circle, you all would notice that there is a young dwarven figure with their arms filled with what looks to be different, you see books in there, groceries, some other items just kind of shoved in there, very haphazard, and covering their viewpoint. They seem to be trying to look around, unable to quite see what's ahead of them, and you all see where there is some boxes on the ground where this figure could misstep and cause quite a mess. Do any
Doesn't look safe.
Do any of you intercept to stop this from happening? Or do you...
Yeah, stop.
Okay, there.
I'm just gonna shout stop.
Sorry, as the figure kind of turns around and looks, having like to hold everything and turn their head to the side. Is everything all right?
You're about to trip over some boxes.
Just trying to get everything taken care of in one go. Everything's quite so busy. You wouldn't mind helping me out, would you?
Vass will rush over and try and take some of the items.
Thank you so much. It's just... Typically, it's only one thing we have to worry about setting up here, which is the Kingfisher Festival. But now we've got Paul Aspin's funeral that we got to worry about too, and everyone's just been quite busy.
What's your name?
Oh, how rude of me. You here are asking... Here I am asking for help and not... you may call me Alma.
Oh, okay. I'm Victoria. We were hoping to find Becklin.
Oh, yeah, no, I could take you down to meet Miss Becklin, but, let me just, my home's not terribly far away. You can help me place these downs, and then I'll make sure that, everything is, tip-top order and get you to Miss Becklin safely and on time.
Sure. I mean, if Vass is helping out, yeah.
Vass will say after you.
Right this way. And he gives a smile and takes the lead. Now able to see the areas in front of him as you are assisting. It is not terribly far. It's maybe about a 3-minute walk to get to Alamar's house as he unlocks the door. We'll just be able to put it down on the main table. I'll handle sorting everything after I get back from directing you to Miss Becklin. As you head in, it's a very quaint house, modest, doesn't seem to have a lot, but you do see different sorts of drawings upon the wall, sketches, just little touches of decoration here. But as soon as everything is placed down, you are able to be back on the roads, back into the city of Folklore. The village, again, it's lively. You see all sorts of preparations of the people setting up for the Kingfisher Festival. And as you walk through, especially with Almar guiding you, more people are friendly, calling out their hellos and well wishes, their condolences, assuming that you are here for the funeral. Alamar makes quiet conversations with them, but does hurry you all along so that way you don't get caught in any of the small talk.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they'll go on for hours if you let them, but if you want to talk to anyone...
No, I was just thinking everyone's so friendly, but maybe it's because they've got a festival coming.
Oh, no. This is Vogler in its entirety. We pride ourselves on hospitality. It's one of our big things, but, well, we're so small, not many people come to visit us unless, something big's going on.
Oh, okay. All right.
People from around come to the festival too, or is it more just the people in the village?
Well, it's a big thing in Vogler, but people who've been here before for the festival, they have made return trips. We'll be proud to say that. But no, I think most of the out-of-towners are coming here because of what happened to poor Ishbin.
How did he die?
Old age, if you'd believe it.
I kind of believe it.
I mean, he lived a full life, 94 years. But I always thought he'd go out a little bit more oomph with all the stories that he, grew up listening to his stories.
Had 9 lives, that one.
Oh, 9 lives indeed.
Perhaps a little cat in him.
Let's just hope that the earth embraces him well. He definitely deserves some rest after such a exciting life.
Rue's wondering to himself if it's are all these stories really true? But we may never know.
You may never know. And as your paths continue, you see in the distance the brass crab. The modest single-story inn, resting just along the village wharf. It almost looks like a brass-colored crab, perhaps the namesake. As Alamar begins to lead you there, and as you know what lies in wait, I believe that will be a perfect place for us to pause our story, to pick up in our next session. So, thank you to our players for playing.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you to all of our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys have enjoyed the beginning of this tale. But there are still more stories to come. And I hope you will join us for the next one. I will see you guys in the next stream. But until then, feel free to head over to wildwitch.com. That is Wildwitch RP's official website. It's where you can find all the ways you can find us on the internet, all the cool things we've got going on, and all the ways that you can join in and all the fun we've got going on here. While you're on the internet, I do wish to send you over to check out Sirenscape, who provides all of our background music, our ambiance, our sad trombone, played, of course, during dramatically appropriate times. They've got a lot of cool things, and again, their website, sirenscape.com, to check out how they can provide some cool tools for your table. But with that, we're going to say goodbye for tonight. And as always, may the ever-burning light guide your steps. Laters.